Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for being here today. And happy Friday. Super excited to be here this morning, as usual, for one of our Friday morning lives. I don't have the tripod, as usual, traveling back and forth. I decided not to bring it because I basically had a whole bag of magnesium. So there was no room for anything else, to be quite honest with you. So we got a little different camera angle here, but I think it's fun to change it up once in a while. It's Friday and the sun is shining, at least in Alberta. My gosh, since I got back, which was on Tuesday, it's been raining on and off. The grass in the backyard looks like an Amazon jungle. So, because every time I would go to cut the grass, it would rain. Or I was thinking about cutting the grass and it was raining. Anyone else having the same problem there? Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. It's always nice to know if you're watching the replay, if you're watching with us live, and where you are watching. What can I tell you? Last night was amazing. We had our magnesium launch, and it was so much fun. It was really cool to have people in and around our community that were excited with us and get a chance to launch the product with us, because it's exciting. We've been experimenting with magnesium for the last at least year ourselves, and then we teamed up with a chemist that knows exactly what he's doing and how all these formulas work and how to put them together. So it's pretty cool that we got a new team, and we're continuing to expand and grow our business and products. So we couldn't do that without your support. So we so much appreciate you guys being here with us. Today I want to talk about the long weekend and camping and getting away. That's a hot topic right now. There's a good chance a lot of you are getting ready to go camping or are planning on it, being this Canada Day long weekend. And then midweek is 4th of July in the US. So there's a lot of reasons why people are excited to get out there and get camping and have some fun. If you stick around, I'm going to give away this book. It's called Sidewalk Miracles. This was sent by a publishing house. They send us books for author interviews. So Robert Moss put this together. It's a pretty cool book, and I thought it'd be cool to give it away. Why not share it with you guys to let other people have a chance to read the book. Books are beautiful. I love books. We have so many books, and I'd like to give some books away. And I'm keeping some special books and other ones I'm hoping that people will get a chance to use, because I think that books are power. Books are knowledge. Knowledge is power. So to be able to read and get all that information in an enjoyable way, I think it's super powerful. So if you stick around till the end, this one's called Sidewalk Oracles. It's kind of cool. So anyways, so today, I did want to talk about, I see there's a few of you watching. Let me know if you're in here, or maybe you're saying something and I don't even know. But on my Ecamm Live, my app that I've been using, it's usually says, it doesn't say who's watching unless you're, it doesn't say who's watching unless you say something. So, we got Louise in here. Morning, Louise. Thank you so much for tuning in. Louise, we shipped you your magnesium. I'm pretty sure it should be there today. I'll drag this over here. Louise says, good morning. Jen's in here too. Morning, Jen. Louise, your magnesium should be there. I think they told us it'd be a day. So, and we shipped that, I don't know when we shipped that, a couple days ago. So that should be there. There's quite a few other people that ordered magnesium as well. And this is what it looks like. This hot little bottle is going to be in many of your mailboxes here coming up soon. So I'm pretty sure like Chantel is going to be in here maybe in a bit. But there's a lot of bottles that went out. We were at the post office for like an hour and a half shipping, and it's not my favorite thing to ship, but I'm so grateful for every order. It's like exciting, but going to the post office and waiting in line, Just not one of my favorite things. I'm pretty fortunate to have Dorothy that does lots of that for us. So, and then we have someone else that ships for us as well too. So, at any rate, Louise says she got her magnesium. Awesome. When did you get it? Oh, yesterday. Perfect. We do have this it's called a venture card, and it gives you the opportunity to have some benefits. You get like a small, like not a big deal. The packages get there a bit sooner, and then you get a small percentage off, which is pennies. But the products are. Morning, Ashley. Ashley's in here too. We met. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Shipping. Oh yeah, they offer a small percentage off shipping. Shipping is kind of crazy, and I think we need to find a different avenue of distributing products, especially like magnesium. This was $17 to ship, if you can imagine. So shipping outside of Alberta, it's crazy. And we're only charging $25 for that. So it's like we're volunteering. Oh man, I'm just laughing at myself. Morning, Jen. Jen jumped in here. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Yeah, Ashley said I didn't make it last night. We noticed, Ashley. We noticed that we didn't see you. We were looking forward to meeting you in person, but a lot of things come up. There's a handful of people that couldn't make it, but we had a great turnout, and we had a great evening. It was amazing. So Louise and Ashley, those of you that are in the Magnesium Trial group, that's a 2-week group that started today. So I did a live video in that group, and I took my magnesium with lemon, and it's fantastic, I gotta tell you. So our natural orange flavor is natural orange flavor of the magnesium, and then I squeezed fresh lemon in there. It's amazing, I gotta tell you. I fall in love. I tried it for the first time yesterday, and then today I had it again this morning. I fall in love with it a little bit more. So if you guys are, so we have the private group rocking, so you have to be in that private group so you can see the notifications and you can see the information going up. Who else is in here? Morning, Annette. Annette's in here, and let me know where you guys are watching from. It's always interesting. I always enjoy knowing where you guys are watching from. So that's going on. I'm not going to talk about magnesium the whole time here. I'm going to talk about the long weekend. Thanks for the hearts in it. What did Louise say? That's a ridiculous amount for shipping. Saw your live clip in the trial. Awesome, Louise. Happy that you saw the live video. Yeah, we're super excited. The group last night was amazing for us to be able to get in front of people and get in front of an audience with our product. Like it took at least 8 months to develop this. And then a crunch time. Then this last 2 weeks, we were working hours and hours to get this finished and back up here to do our launch. And then I'm going back down to LA as well. So we're excited that we can launch our product here locally, and then we can see how it works, how people are enjoying it, how the flavor goes, and then we'll go from there. Louise, did you try yours this morning? Sorry, Louise says, that's ridiculous for shipping. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know, like, it's not a sustainable option for us to be able to ship these and run a business. You can't do it. There's no way. So we need to find distributors. We need to find pickup locations. You know what's funny? Dorothy does a lot of work with her oils, with Young Living, and they do some shipping, but they also have pickup locations. And I think that's why they have pickup locations, because shipping it's like, I don't know. There's got to be. I'm sure there's other options. I just haven't put in that time and effort, which I have to now. It's astronomical. Like you can't run a business and ship at the same time. It's crazy. So how do you get your products to people? I don't know. And then you have to compete with Amazon, and Amazon basically ships for free. So I don't know. If you ship like thousands of products a day, then you probably get a great price to deliver. That's all there is to it. So we have to try to compete with that. It's pretty challenging. Annette said, good morning. And yeah, so if you guys stick around, I'm going to give away this book, Sidewalk Oracles. I want to talk about the long weekend and the long weekend and staying healthy and staying on track. That's kind of the main topic today. And then Louise says, no, I haven't tried it yet. Having a lazy morning, still in bed. Well, thanks for being honest with us, Louise. It's Friday, and I think a lot of people got through a long week, and Friday sometimes feels like a Saturday. Like for us, we did the live video because like we decided to do Friday morning lives is because we tried all kinds of things for social media, like to get people to like respond and be active and like enjoy the post. But Fridays are always the least amount of how can you say interaction with our posts. So we're like, what can we do different? And then we're thinking about what can we do. This was probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. We started doing these Friday morning lives. And so we were trying to figure out what we could do. And we're like, we knew we wanted to do a live video, a weekly live video. So like, let's do it Friday mornings. So it gave us another reason to look forward to Friday mornings and to get excited. And then we get a chance to interact with you guys as well. But most things are slow on Fridays. Like businesses don't want to do a whole lot of work. They don't want to answer their phone. And I'm talking like business to business, not customers. And then a lot of people in the summer, they go away halfway through Friday. So halfway through the day because they're going camping on the weekend. So Fridays are slow in large part. And I'm becoming like appreciative of that because my inbox isn't filling up with a bunch of messages, and I don't feel like I have to get back to people right away because most people check off at 10 or noon or 2 o'clock, and then they don't answer you till Monday morning anyway. So that's where we're at with that. But if you guys have any questions for me, let me know. We went over a bunch of things last night, and we went with our magnesium. And we're super excited to get that group rocking. So I just want to mention a few things about going camping this long weekend. I think it's important to get ahead of the curve and make sure you know that you have a set plan. That's something that we always try to preach, and we'll continue to, because I think it's one of maybe the biggest lacking areas, I think, is that we don't plan ahead in advance. So if we don't plan our meals in advance for the long weekend, then we're going to run into the passing around chips or passing around the hot dogs or hamburgers. I'm not saying don't have that. I mean, we want to go and enjoy ourselves as well, but excuse me. We want to go and enjoy ourselves as well, but we also want to stay on track and want to try to stay healthy. We know some people that go camping and they still exercise. I know that's crazy to a lot of people, but you can still exercise. You can still stay on track with your meal plan. So it's important to have a plan going into your weekend. So you go grocery shopping and you have your list, you have your workout list, and you have your nutrition list, and you know exactly what you're going to eat before you get there. So it's already planned ahead of time in advance. Morning, Chantel. Hey, Chantel, did you get your magnesium? You should have got it by now. Can you let me know? So Dorothy and I actually went camping. We drove down to California last summer at this exact time, which is kind of crazy. Maybe a couple days earlier. We drove down the West Coast Trail, down Oregon, went through BC, then we went down Oregon, Washington, Oregon, California. I don't know. Chantel said, morning, Drew. And so we went camping, and that was kind of our first, our first camping trip. We went camping once or twice, 2 other times close locally, and I wasn't like super excited about it. Morning, Carrie's in here. Morning, Carrie. And I didn't love the whole camping thing. I'm not like wasn't super excited about it. But throughout I think it took us just under a week, maybe 5 days for sure, maybe 6 days to get down there. And I started to really enjoy it. It was fun. Our first stop was somewhere in BC. I think it was around the Golden area. We stopped in Golden, and it was cold in the mountains. And I was like, I don't like to be cold. This is why we go to California so often. And I didn't like it. I was freezing, and I was like, I cannot camp freezing for the next week. And then we got into BC, and then we got down into the US, and it started to get warmer and warmer the more southern we got. So and then it was enjoyable, and I actually really started to enjoy it. So that was it was fun. I would do that again, to be honest with you. And that West Coast Trail that people like most people talk about, that they want to do it or they have driven down, it's amazing, amazing. Like you have, there's a little aphid in here. You have to try it if you can at some point in your life, because you could probably spend a month. I think you could spend a month stopping throughout. Like if you want to go down to California, let's say, or maybe you want to go halfway and come back. I don't know I don't know what people do on those trails. We had a destination we were going to, but I think some people just go and drive down there just to experience it and camp it and see the sights. Like we're pretty fortunate here in Alberta. We have the mountains that are 2 hours away. We have the mountains that are only 2 hours away, and they're beautiful mountains. People come from all over the world to see our mountains. But Oregon's a bit different. Like it's different. It's like the views are different, and they're amazing in their own right. So I would definitely tell you if you have a chance to go check it out. Carrie said good morning on here. And then we have Suzanne. Good morning, Suzanne. Thank you for tuning in. Suzanne, we sent you your product too. Did you get your magnesium? And you have the Complete Truth Protein coming too. Or did you get your Complete Truth Protein, Suzanne? And then what do we got? Chantel says, yes, I got the magnesium. I licked the spoon. Wow, it's a strong flavor, but it tasted good. Did you mix it with water, Chantel? So you put this magnesium in a glass of water. So you would put this in there, probably in that amount of water, just a teaspoon. Sorry, yeah, just a teaspoon. And yeah, it's strong. And so this is concentrated. This is a 2-week supply. So sometimes people are like, oh, you just take some of this? You just drink this? I'm like, no, that's too much. So the flavor is pretty strong. We gave everyone a chance to try it last night at our launch party, and we got some good feedback. Like some people hardly tasted it. Like there's a small orangey aftertaste. And then some people thought it was a bit strong, so you can put more water in there. You can mix it with juice, or you can mix it with hot water, and lemon is a good one. So I've been mixing mine with a squeeze of fresh lemon. It's so good. I would like to drink more of it, but you don't want to get crazy. You don't want to get crazy with your magnesium. Don't overdose on it. She said, yes, I mixed it with water. Awesome. Suzanne says, I got my protein, but not the magnesium. Okay, I would be surprised if it wasn't there today, Suzanne, so check your mail. You know, it's funny, a lot of times we don't check our mail on a regular basis, so we often send handwritten thank you cards. So if you haven't gotten one, you may get one in the future, but I think that's something that we are becoming known for, which is cool, because most of the time we only get bills in our mail, and then no one wants to check the mail because they only get bills. So we send a thank you card, and people have been saying, like, more and more regularly, say, oh, we really love the thank you cards or the congratulation cards. Like, we don't get handwritten mail anymore, so that's kind of cool for us to bring that back and bring some excitement back. So that's why we choose to send those cards. And for us, it just gives us another way to reach you guys at a different level. So at first it was like, oh, we see your videos, we always see you guys online, and now it's becoming, oh, we really like the cards that you send out. So we like to do that to show our appreciation. But a lot of times people don't check their mail, and someone will say, hey, did you send that order? And we're like, yeah, you should have gotten it. And they're like, oh, I haven't checked my mail. Or someone will message us and they'll say, oh my gosh, like, I haven't checked the mail in 2 weeks, but I noticed your card was in there and we sent it 2 weeks ago. So it usually only takes a couple days. So that's kind of funny as well. But at any rate, Suzanne, check your mail today. I check it every day. Awesome. So yeah, that's great. I check ours every second day. All right, in LA, I walk by the mailbox and I see it just about every day, but sometimes people have to go out of their way to check it. Or sometimes when we were growing up, we only used the back door. And I think a lot of people do that as well. So if you guys only use the back door and the mail comes to the front door, then you don't go by it every day and you don't see it. If you guys are enjoying the show, hit that heart button. If you enjoy True Form and what we do, hit that little heart button. That helps us out. Okay, yeah. So we sent yours, Susanna, and I thought it was supposed to be there in 2 days. I think, of course, Alberta's a bit quicker. Excuse me, to ship here, but if we shipped, I think it was 2 days. Was guaranteed. So I'd be shocked if yours wasn't there today. So when I was talking about going away, a lot of people are going away for this long weekend. And I think it's important to plan ahead. So, I know it's important. Plan ahead. It's so important to know what you're going to have in your cooler. So instead of packing the usual like marshmallows and hot dogs and a bag of chips, let's say, like plan your meals ahead of time. Like, what are you going to have the night when you get there? What are you going to have for breakfast that next day? And so if you plan in advance, you're going to be so much more prepared for the time when it comes to eat. Like, when you're going to have to eat food. And for like, there's camping throughout the summer. Like, if you're a regular camper, but it's the same difference if you're going to camp 4 or 5 times throughout the summer. Because let me see. Like, so we work hard to stay on track. Like, we work hard to stay on track throughout the year or throughout the weeks or throughout the months. And then summertime comes and we fall off the wagon completely because it's an extra barbecue, or it's an extra, you hang out at your friend's house in the backyard and you barbecue, or you're sitting around the fire and you stay up extra late. So there's more drinks going around. And September is our busiest time. And do you know why? The reason is, I gotta unplug that. The reason is because everyone comes to us and says, I gained a bunch of weight over the summertime. Can you help me out? Morning, Michelle. Michelle just jumped in here. So September is the busiest time for us because a lot of times we fall off the wagon completely. And I want to give you tips. I want to give you some suggestions and let you know that you don't have to fall off completely. You can still go to your barbecues. You can still go enjoy yourself, but have a bit of a plan going in there. So maybe if you're going to a barbecue, you bring some food or you bring a healthier option. And that's a great choice. So maybe you ask to bring a chicken breast, or you ask to bring shrimp skewers, or maybe you request that if someone says, what do you want? Or maybe you guys can come together and say, this is what we're going to prepare if you're going to a friend's house. And I can bring this and you're going to bring that. So maybe you bring a healthy salad, for example. And I know that doesn't sound all that exciting. Like, maybe we want to sit around the barbecue or the campfire and just have marshmallows all night. Like, I don't think there's a huge problem with that. You have to kind of weigh your, like what are your goals? Like, is that going to take you closer to whatever your goal is? Like, if your goal is to like have a night like that for maybe twice, I'd say twice, 3 times, maybe pushing it throughout the summer. Like, I'm just going to have the worst foods possible and I'm going to enjoy myself guilt-free. I think that would be okay. Like, that'd be perfectly fine. But if your goal is to stay strong and healthy, or if you have, like, we're going to do Spartan runs this summer, and I think we have a run coming up next weekend. We have a run coming up next weekend that we're pretty excited about. So if you have goals that you're working towards, then that's going to be completely different than, not really doing anything this summer. I'm just going to camp every weekend. So you need to know in advance what you want to do and what your goals are, because you don't want to fall off completely. Because I'm telling you, it's going to come September time, and everyone's going to have the summer weight that they're going to have to get off. But it's not just the summer weight. Then what happens in September? I don't know what happens. Then we have, like, at least October. Then we have Halloween, so candy's going to be going around. Then we have Thanksgiving. Then we have Christmas. So it's never going to end if you don't get ahead of it. And I think summer's a great time to get ahead of it. So I would like to know who's going camping this weekend. Can you let us know in the comments? Morning, Sally. Sally just jumped on here. If you guys are here watching, let me know where you're watching from. It's always nice to know who's involved or who's watching and who's checking out the video. Can you let me know in the comments if you're going camping this weekend? It'd be nice to know what your guys' plans are and what you guys are doing. Sometimes, like, I'm not big campers. Like I said, so those of you that are jumping in and out here, we're actually going to do this little giveaway here for this book here. This book came from a publishing house. I didn't get a chance to interview this author because they only have so much time, so our schedules didn't work out, and publishing houses only have a very limited time with each author, and I didn't get a chance to get him on the show, our Exploring Mind and Body, before, so I don't have a link for you guys, but I want to give that book away. It's called Sidewalk Oracles, Playing with Signs, Symbols, and Synchronicity in Everyday Life. So I'm going to give that away at the end of the show if you stick around. But for us, like, I'm not a big camper. But when we did camp, we planned in advance. So when we drove down the West Coast Trail, we had all our food planned in advance. We knew exactly what we were going to eat, like a couple days in advance. And it was challenging because you only have so much room. Like, we were driving from here to LA, so we only have so much room in a cooler. But we planned, so it wasn't like, what are we having this night? We need to go and pick up food. It was like, what are we going to have for the next 3 nights? And we're going to plan that food in advance so we know that we're prepared. Many times we would just keep driving. Like, we drive about 8 hours a day. And some days maybe we did a couple 6 days and a couple 8-hour days just because we wanted to relax and enjoy ourselves. But we were also very excited to get to LA. So it was kind of we had to play with that a little bit and find a way to make that all work. But for us, planning in advance, we knew so sometimes we would stop at a campsite. I think one time it was around the 4th of July, and there was no campsites anywhere. And we waited later and later. We're like, well, let's just drive a little bit further. Let's just drive to the next town. And the later it got, the more the campsites got filled up. But it was actually kind of nice. It was we were getting closer, maybe mid-trip, or we were 75% there. And we stayed in a little hotel and we washed some clothes. It was nice to have some clothes that didn't smell like campfire. And we slept in a bed instead of on the ground. And we didn't have to put up the tent and take it back down. Excuse me. All the things that people love about camping, I'm like, oh, it was so, like, putting the tent up and taking it down every day for a week, minus the hotel stay, was a bit much. But I understand when most people go camping, they go camping for a weekend. A lot of people are staying in a trailer, or they're staying, if they're staying in a tent, they just leave it. They set it up one time and they leave it for the weekend. So we got a couple comments here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the comments. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just talking to myself here. Let's see. What do we have here? Sounds good. I'll check it. Chantel says, I get to work on Monday and get paid time and a half. Yes, that's awesome. I'm going to work all weekend too. And I don't have a problem with that. And you know what's funny is I kind of enjoy working on the weekends because I know most people aren't. So I feel like it gives me a chance to get ahead, not just ahead of the competition, but it gives me ahead of because most people, like, if they're sending me an email, if they're waiting for our product or whatever it is, I know that no one's really waiting for anything on the weekend. And most people aren't even thinking about business. They're like, come back Monday morning, usually not excited to be there. And then they answer you, or they send an email, or they'll call you back if you're lucky. So that's awesome, Chantel. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Hey, Shelly. Where's Shelly? 1 second. Okay. Shelly says, good morning, Drew. I haven't received mine either yet, but maybe our campground manager hasn't checked his mail. Yeah, I hope that you get it. You should get it, Shelly. Like, I think we shipped you're in BC, right? We shipped that to BC for you. We had quite a few orders, which was awesome, but we were at the post office for quite a while, and I don't remember exactly where we were shipping to everyone, because I know you're camping or at your cabin or lake or summer home, whatever it is, Shelly. But you should ask them, because we paid to get all those expedited, so we were guaranteed 2 days across Canada, which is pretty cool, but the shipping was ridiculous. So I don't think anyone on here is local, like was here local, like at our event last night, unless I don't see you guys. Like, we shipped to Louise, Chantel, Shelly. Like, we so much appreciate your support, you guys, especially being excited and launching our product. The product was crazy to ship. Like, the price of the product to ship, like, it was crazy. But we have to get it to you guys. Like, we know that. Like, there's nothing. Like, we have to get it out. There's no other way we can do it. It's nice when people were local and could pick up, or if we delivered. But we still have a handful of people that need to pick up, and there's just we're leaving the country here in the next couple of days, and we have so much to do, and running around and delivering more product, unfortunately, just isn't in the cards. So we'll have to get people to come by and like stop and pick up. But shipping was crazy. Like I said earlier, it was $17 to ship that little bottle, which is crazy. Like, yeah, it's still mind-boggling to me. Like, I don't know how much the post office makes on those, but to get those to ship to anywhere, like, you can't really run a business. So those that were around, and don't get me wrong, again, like I said, we appreciate every order. And if you're not local or if you're traveling, or like, we're more than happy to ship. Like, every order means a lot to us, and we hope we express that enough. But I think we got to find a different way to get product out to people. And I always thought about doing like, man, it may be like having a little storefront, but then you got to pay for overhead and you got to pay an employee. So I don't think that's in the cards right now, but I feel like I need to come up with like a revolutionary idea of how we can get people to get product to people without shipping. And I don't know how to do that. Maybe there's like a locker. Maybe you can have a locker and you store the product in the locker and you give someone the code and they go pick it up. I don't know. I just thought of that right now. Morning, John. John jumped in here. John bought one of my books, one of my business books for entrepreneurs, and he went through it and he offered some amazing feedback. So thanks so much for that, John. And I always appreciate your support and jumping on here as well. And what did Louise say here? Louise says, no camping for me. I never camp on long weekends. Way too busy. Planning a camping trip in the fall with a girlfriend, going to Yellowstone, hopefully. Lots of hiking opportunities. That's awesome, Louise. I actually, we actually try to stay away from campgrounds on the weekends as well. It's a bit different for us. Like, we're pretty fortunate to be able to work from home in most cases, and then we'll go to the mountains, for example, during the week. But going on the weekends in the summertime, like even in the winter is pretty busy, but in the summer times, it's insane. You can't park anywhere, and when you're walking, you want to hike somewhere, or you want to get away from people, or you want to spend some time in nature. There's people everywhere. So there's not really much we can do about that. And because everyone wants to go to the mountains in the summertime, and then there's kids off of school, and then parents take some time off of work sometimes, but usually on the weekend. So it's a bit crazy to get away. But so I'm with you, Louise. I'll go during the week if we're gonna go when we get a chance. Let's see what we got here. John says, morning, buddy. I actually went to John and I went to elementary school together, if you can imagine, and we played baseball. I think John was on my first baseball team, so that's pretty cool that we're still able to connect. Yeah, John says use a private courier. Private couriers aren't any cheaper than the post office. I think the post office is the cheapest that we found. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I appreciate that, John. Like, we need to find some type of private courier to ship our product, because the post office is just not like an option that's sustainable for us to run, to be able to ship our products regularly. We've considered shipping houses, but then there's costs along with that as well. And we always try to come up with a reasonable priced product. Like, our products are a bit higher priced usually. Like, here's our Complete Truth Protein. If you compare this to other protein products on the shelves, ours is a bit higher priced because we use clean ingredients and because we don't put any additives or fillers. Last night we talked about a couple ingredients in magnesium, like propylene glycol, otherwise known as antifreeze. They put that in cheap magnesium supplements to make it clear. So ours is, you can hardly tell, but ours is a bit cloudy, but they wanted theirs perfectly clear. Like, so they put something in like propylene glycol, and then we consume that madness, right? Silica was another one we talked about last night at our launch party. It's sand, and like, these are just fillers. They use them for other reasons. Like, these are like, that's like the propylene glycol. They put it in there to make the bottle more clear, like a liquid more clear. The sand in there is for a couple different reasons, but I think it's more of a filler. But we put that in our body, so when people are like, "Oh, like your stuff is a bit more expensive," or "I found one way cheaper," I'm like, yeah, like that's the cheapest that we could. If you add in, like, we had to we went with the glass bottle because of the environment, and this is a plastic lid. But if you look at the inside of the lid, it has a bit of a suction cup in there to seal the liquid better. We're looking at a aluminum lid as well, but the bottle costs more to produce. So we have better quality nutrients. We have no fillers, and then we have environmentally friendly stuff. It all costs more than the cheapest product on the shelf for many reasons. So when people are like your products are a bit more expensive, like it's the best we can do and still make a profit, especially if we're charged like $17 to ship anywhere. And it was the same like shipping across the border was like $25, and we're selling these for the trial run for $25. So there's no, you can't make it was like we're volunteering. So I think it's it sounded like somebody just knocked on the door. Okay, we got some other things. We got Aaron jumped in here. Aaron's awesome. I actually ran into Aaron briefly. I ran into Aaron briefly yesterday. He stopped in the middle of the road like a good small town person, and then all the traffic lined up behind him. No, I'm just kidding. Aaron just waved, and then he pulled over and we talked, and that was awesome. I always like to see Aaron. Aaron, to be honest with you, Aaron's one of the first people when I get back in town I go see. And I didn't get a chance to go to the tire shop and see Aaron yet. I only got back on Tuesday, and then we were excited to launch our product. So, but Aaron always puts a smile on my face. So when I get back, I almost always go see him or stop by the tire shop in like the first couple of days I get back, because it's always like a warm and welcoming conversation, and we always have some good laughs. So Aaron says, I hope last night was a success for you. Yeah, last night was amazing, and we had a great turnout, and we had great information, and we had lots of laughs, and for us to inform people of the product that we have, and to get a good quality product out there. Like I said, like the magnesium industry is no different than the protein industry. So these are both of our two products now. And the protein industry is crazy. Like, it's so bombarded with horrible toxins, and doing more research and learning more about magnesium is no different. So for us to educate people around magnesium is exciting for us. It's important for us. So that's why we wanted to have the launch party instead of just send the bottles out. So we're fortunate that we got a good number of people showing up. And then we have our private 2 weeks here where we're going to be offering information every single day. So I think it's a great chance for people to learn about magnesium and how it can help improve your health. So thanks for that, Aaron. Hey, what's up, Vince? Vince said, hey, I'm here. Vince was here last night as well. No curl. There is a curl. You just can't see it. Aaron says no curl this morning. But I gotta look. It's right here. You just can't see it from that angle. Can you see it now? Aaron and I were messing around. Here it is. And I haven't grown. I talked about this in my last video. I haven't grown my hair this long for a while. And when I was like a little baby, I had curls. Like, I had natural curls. And I feel like it's coming back. The curl's coming back. Look at that. I'm calling that my superhero curl. You know, Superman had the little curl? The curl's there, Aaron. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it is. And we have, so Vince was at our launch party last night. Thank you so much for coming, Vince, and showing your support. Vince said I had both for breakfast. Power breakfast. Yes. So Vince was there, and we talked. Everyone got a chance to taste it, and we brought out some lemons so everyone could taste it with lemons as well. So this is like a citrus blast. It was fantastic, and we had so much fun last night at our launch party. So everyone that took the time to come out there and hang out with us, like Vince, we so much appreciate your time for that. Okay, so Vince also said, had my magnesium this morning mixed with 5 ounces of water. Really good. And we're pretty excited about the flavor. Now, we know it's not for everyone. You can't please anyone. It's everyone. It's impossible. But we've worked hard to make it taste good, because we know that through our research that some people weren't taking magnesiums because of the flavors, if they didn't want to take pills or spray, because then you have to go to powder. And then powder many times isn't flavored that well, or it tastes chemically or chalky. So, I mean, so for us, we did the best we could, I think, and we'll continue to adapt and make changes. But there's a lot of things that you can do with the flavor. But I'm pretty excited about the flavor and how it turned out. So I'm hoping that other people feel the same way. But we're gonna find out in our trial here. So we're talking about shipping, and Chantel says Drew invented transporter machine to deliver product. Okay, I got a crazy idea that I don't think I've shared publicly before, but I'm going to share it with you. I thought you could we have the drone. It's probably illegal at this point, but you have the drones, and the drones. I don't see them around here very often, but at the beach in LA, they have drones everywhere. Not everywhere. Don't get me wrong. They're not like bumping into each other, but on a summer day when there's lots of people out and they have volleyball tournaments or beach concerts, you see at least one or two drones. And I thought, what if you could put maybe food, maybe you could deliver food on a drone to someone's house. How cool is that? Or if you had a little bottle of magnesium and the drone held the bag and it brought to someone's house and delivered, it's gonna happen. I don't know if that sounds crazy or not, but I think that's going to happen. And I was half thought about trying it, but I don't know the legalities, because there's going to be a chance that they drop. And if they drop and it falls on someone, there's going to be some damage to a vehicle, or I don't know. And then you have food in the middle of the street. So I don't know, but that is my biggest idea that my brain can conceive for delivery right now. So you can, don't steal my idea. No, I'm just kidding. You can steal it. Go ahead. If anyone wants to take that idea and make that happen, I'd be thrilled for that to work for you. And then I missed this one. Sally says vending machine. We did have considered vending machines also, Sally. That's a great idea. And I did have, we did for example, Rick, he's a holistic nutritionist at Health Street here in Olds, and he had healthy vending machines. And I think that he stopped that business because I think it was really challenging to get people to choose healthy. And then you have to get the people of the buildings to hold the vending machine. So sometimes they take a percentage, and then you have to deal with big companies like Coca-Cola that would give more of a percentage, or you have to deal with people that would much rather have a Coke and a chocolate bar than something healthy. So that I don't think that idea worked out, as far as I know. I haven't talked about it with him for a couple of years now. But we did think about having some kind of really small boutique or something to have our products so people could just go and pick up. I think the vending machine is a really cool idea. But I think you'd have, for the vending machine, you'd have to find a business that would take it, which is possible. I think that'd be really challenging though. Or you'd have to rent a small space that could be locked up afterwards for at night, or so people can't break into it. I really like the lockers idea, because you see people at but then someone would have to go and deliver to drop off the bottles in the lockers. I don't know. I think that's an idea, because Amazon bought Whole Foods. So now you can go and get your product. So they have lockers in a lot of Whole Foods now, and they store things in there from Amazon. So if you order a product from Amazon and you're going to get your groceries at Whole Foods, you can just go into your locker and get your stuff. So those of you that are tuning in and out, we're just talking about shipping prices that are obscene and how we can get our products out to more people. So at any rate, that's why we're talking about that conversation here. And then Amazon says, or Luis says, Amazon has been testing drones for their deliveries in the States, I think. Really? Crazy. They're stealing my idea already. I had no idea. I'm gonna research that. I'm gonna check that out. I think it's gonna happen. I think that drones are crazy, what they can do and the ability that they have to get places quicker. Think about LA traffic, for example, and the convenience of getting how quickly it would be to fly a drone from a restaurant to someone's house. It would take minutes when it would take 5 minutes in some cases, 10 minutes. Otherwise it'd take 30 minutes to deliver, and everyone wants everything immediately. So I think that that's something that's going to happen. And that was my idea. I didn't even know Amazon was doing it. What else? Oh, and then Sally said something about camping. We were talking about camping today, but I like these Friday mornings live because they pretty much go all over the place. If you guys are enjoying the show, hit that little heart button. That definitely helps us, helps our video get seen more. It makes me feel good when I see hearts coming in. Let us know where you're watching from as well. It's always nice to know where you're watching from. What did Sally say? I noticed that campsites are hard to find this time of year. I have found the town site community campgrounds often have space. Suggestions: Bentley, Rocky Mountain House have community campgrounds. Both have showers. I just gave away my secret sites. Oh no, Sally, everyone's going to go and flood them now. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And yeah, it's not, you know what's funny is like, we think like living out in these smaller communities, it's kind of funny. Like we see have like Didsbury, for example, has a campground. And they're like, why would people go to Didsbury to camp? And then there's Olds, like Olds has a campground here too that is kind of tucked out away in the back, but you see people camping out there. But you're like, why would someone camp here? Like we live here, but most people, a lot of people live in the city, and there's traffic and there's honking and there's horns. They're not used to a smaller community, and they're not used to being away from the city or being in a different environment. Excuse me, being in a different environment, or maybe it being quiet, or there might not be lights all over the place. So even like I think that we're really fortunate. Even though I love the lights and the noise of Los Angeles, I really appreciate being here and being away from that in a more quiet atmosphere. But I think going to those places like Sally's suggesting here is definitely an option. What do we have here? Any other questions that I missed? Thanks you guys for the questions. It's nice to hang out and interact with you guys and talk. And talk with you. So if you stick around, we're going to be giving away this book, Sidewalk Oracles. If you guys haven't checked out the show, the Exploring Mind and Body, where I bring on these authors, exploringmindandbody.com, you can check out all past shows there. We also have a free app you can download on an Apple device. So you can check out our interviews there. It's all about holistic health. So if you want more information, you want to listen to a podcast, or if you want to listen to the radio here locally, actually the Tire Shop is a sponsor here. Aaron, we can't express our appreciation and gratitude more. Aaron's been with us for quite a while now, so we wouldn't be able to have the show if we didn't have that local support. And then I think it's I lost my train of thought. And then I guess the other thing is we have 10 bottles left for our we only have 10 and it's kind of exciting because we put together 60 for our trial run. 60 we thought would be like a good gauge. I had no idea, but we guessed 60. I think we might have 10 left to give out or sell. They're $25 for the 2-week trial run. So if anyone's interested and haven't tried magnesium, I'll just tell you real quick, like 80% of the population is deficient in magnesium, which is why you see things like constipation, like if our body isn't running properly on a regular basis. So it's just why you might see constipation. A lot of times people have digestive issues, they lack energy. So if you have a better digestive system, you have naturally more energy because your body isn't taking so much time or so much energy to digest food. It's a mood enhancer. It helps with muscle recovery, which is important for us because we're so active. There's a lot of different benefits to magnesium, and I suppose sleep is one of the biggest ones. A lot of times people struggle with sleep. I did a video yesterday where I talked about magnesium is not a miracle drug. And like we want to express drug, it's a miracle supplement, it's not a drug. But you have to, so a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't sleep well. Well, many times we don't have proper sleep habits. We don't sleep, we don't prepare our minds and bodies for sleep. We're watching action movies. We have our phones next to our bed. Everyone does. Flipping through our news feeds. We're watching controversial videos that make us angry or upset. And I think or you're having a stimulant like tobacco or alcohol. Like we do these things right before bed, so we're awake and alert what these substances are meant for, and then we try to sleep. So if you're still doing that and taking magnesium, I don't think it's going to do a whole lot for you. So you also have to make healthy lifestyle choices and improve your health as a whole as well. So if you have digestion issues, you still have, like, it's not going to help you if you're eating McDonald's or eating fast food 3 or 4 times a week. Like, you have to help your body. You have to help your body make these changes, and you have to help continue to make lifestyle changes. So that's something that I want to express as well. We got a couple comments here. Vince says, go to work now. See you later. You're writing like a robot, Vince. Is that really you? Vince is doing amazing with he's actually raising money for kids and cancer, and he's riding an amazing amount of, putting on an amazing amount of mileage. So if you want to support him, he's got a link on his page, and you can see his name there in the comments. So if you want to donate to his cause, I'm sure he would appreciate that. Vince is always, we so much appreciates his support. Vince always lights up the room with his smile or a comment or whatever it is. So thanks for joining us, Vince. We're always so grateful to be surrounded by so many awesome people. So have a great day, Vince, and keep riding. Vince actually taking magnesium because he's interested in seeing the results from riding so much. And then, what was I going to tell you? I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Let me know, quick. I'm not going to hang around here too much longer. I think people start to get on with their day as it gets closer to 9 o'clock. So, yeah, I want to wrap things up here. We're going to give this book away here shortly, and I want to tell you about anything else I may have missed. I think that if we look at exercise while camping, I think that it is possible to be active. So maybe you go camping and you plan a hike before you go. I think it's easy to get to a campsite and be like, get there and not really have a plan. And you're like, I'm going to eat whatever. I'm going to lay around and not really do much. So I think it's important to know ahead of time that this is a hike you're going to go on. This is how I'm going to be active. Maybe you have bikes there, for example. You can jog around a campsite or in the woods. There's nothing wrong with that, or going for a longer walk, or maybe just getting up every morning and going for a walk. So it's important to plan that stuff in advance and know what you're going to do to be active. Like Shauna was there last night. She was in our monthly membership group. She is in our monthly membership group and super supportive. We can't thank her enough. She works out at her campsite, and then she sends us videos of her working out, and then we share those. So it's so cool. Like, you can do it. Like, if you want, if you put your mind to it, you can go away and camp, and you can still stay active and exercise and work out and stay on top of things. So that's important to know. Like, set a plan ahead of time in advance and make it happen, because it is possible. I just got a comment here. Suzanne says it's 10:30 here. Yeah, it's 8:30 here. It's actually usually 7:30 in LA. So times are all over the place. So thanks for hanging out with us, even though it's 10:30 there, Suzanne. And hopefully your magnesium comes today. I'm going to wrap things up here. What can we say? It usually should be about 5. I love True Form Life, right? So if you're interested in this book here, let's just do it now. Let's let you guys get on with your day. I've been here for just about an hour, and I should do a few things myself. I love True Form Life. That's it. In the comments, if you're interested in this book being sent out, I love True Form Life. That's it. If you're not interested in the book, that's fine. Like, you don't have to enter. What's the book about? So the book is called Sidewalk Oracles, Playing with Signs, Symbols, and Synchronicity in Everyday Life. So this is Robert Moss, and he's author of Dreaming the Soul Back Home. This is under the personal growth category. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to. I don't know a whole lot about Robert Moss, but I thought that this is just a beautiful book. It's really nice. It's a nice read. It's easy to read, and it's brand new. So I thought, why not share it with some of you guys as well? So I don't know too much. I didn't get a chance to interview Robert Moss because I mentioned earlier that we only have so much. When a publisher messages you, when a publisher gets a client, a new author, they only have like a month or 2 months or whatever it is to be their publicist, because then they have new authors coming in. So we didn't get a chance to set that interview up during that time. So they sent a book, and I was like, yeah. And the dates never worked out, so I didn't get a chance to actually interview. I didn't actually get a chance to interview Robert Moss, to be quite honest with you. So, so I don't know a ton about this book, but like I said, it looks like a nice book, and it's for personal growth, and it's about sidewalk oracles. So if that helps at all, I don't know. So hopefully that answers your question. We got Sally in here, and then we got Louise. So if you guys are interested, there's a handful of you, and if you're interested in the book, we'll put your name into a draw. And I'm just thinking about the piece of paper that I need to write on. Well, if there's just two of you, then it'd be a bit easier to decide. If there's anything else, any other questions before I get going? So we have our magnesium going on right now. That's super exciting. We still have a few bottles left. If you're in the area, I think we have about 10 bottles left. And then if you want some Complete Truth protein as well for baking or for smoothies, this is also high in magnesium, high in iron, magnesium, and even calcium. So that could be of interest to you. And if you want some Complete Truth protein, let us know, and we'll deliver here locally or ship. So yeah, I think we deliver because we talked about shipping already a number of times. So I'm gonna let this go. Okay, what can I do? I think I need to get a piece of paper so I can write. Oh, how did that get small? Did I do that? Look at that. I didn't know I could make the comments smaller. Wow, crazy little program I got. Just hang with me right for a second. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm going to put Louise on here, and I'm going to put Sally on here for the book. My pen isn't working. I love the True Form Magnesium. Awesome, Chantel. Don't worry, I won't put you in. Chantel and Louise. Did I send you enough books? Chantel, do you have enough books from us? Did you win any? You must have won some books from us. Okay. This is Louise and Chantel. I just put an S for Sally. Oh, all right, Suzanne. 1 second. Okay, Suzanne. Okay, Suzanne and Louise, and then we have Sally, Suzanne, and Louise. Okay, I got them right here. All right, I got them right here. Let's mix these up here. Okay, I'm just gonna pick one. I never know who it is. What do we got going on here? And then this is Sally. They put S-U-Z for Suzanne. So congrats, Sally. We're gonna get you this book. I think you might like it, Sally. So we'll find a way to get you this book. I know you're not too far anyway, so that might be a bit easier to get it to. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm gonna let you guys get on with your day. If you have any questions, let us know. And if there's anything we can help you with now or in the future, we are always here for your support and for your help. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Canada Day. It's the long weekend, and I hope you guys enjoy, whether you're camping or whether you're gardening or whatever it is that you're doing. So Sally says, "Yay!" Oh, I squished yours. And then Louise says, "Congratulations." All right, guys. You're welcome, Sally. We'll get you your book here soon. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of our community and everything that you do to brighten our days, like hang out with us on Friday Morning Live. I'm out of here, and I will catch you guys soon. Take care.